Not every gift is given with pure intentions. Some arrive with invisible strings attached, designed to create emotional pressure or silent control. Our brains are hardwired for balance. When we receive something, the reciprocity instinct creates psychological pressure to offer equal value in return. But this instinct can be exploited. An intentionally oversized input locks the scale, leaving you in permanent obligation. Manipulative individuals use this psychological loophole as a tool. By overwhelming your sense of fairness, they can lead you into a form of emotional debt that you can't easily repay. Isolating the mechanics of this exchange makes it easier to spot the moment a gesture transitions from genuine generosity to a move against your personal boundaries. The first tactic is the hyper-expensive gift. It is an item chosen specifically because its financial value is out of scale with the relationship, making a reciprocal gesture nearly impossible for you to achieve. The sheer cost creates a sense of compliance. Because you cannot match the price tag, you may feel an unspoken requirement to agree with the giver or overlook their behavior to satisfy the debt. We see a different version of this in the apology gift. These typically appear immediately after a cycle of toxic or hurtful behavior. This timeline shows the pattern in action. A gift is used as a reset button right after a conflict. It allows the giver to bypass the difficult work of actual behavioral change by simply replacing the memory of the harm with a new possession. These methods serve a practical function. They don't solve the underlying issues in a relationship. They buy the giver time and unearned influence. The third tactic is the control gift. This is an item given to dictate your choices, such as a piece of furniture you didn't ask for, or a vacation that overrides your own plans. By accepting these items, you often inadvertently grant the giver a seat at the table of your personal life. The gift becomes a silent contract that gives them a say in how you live. Then there is the performative gift. This isn't about your needs at all. The giver is focused on how the act of giving makes them look to others. Because the exchange is public, it forces you to play a role. You are required to provide a visible display of admiration, ensuring the giver receives the social credit they were seeking. In both of these profiles, the physical object is just a placeholder. The real exchange is the surrender of your time, of your privacy, or your attention. Finally, there is the guilt gift. This is an item that makes you feel anxious or inferior the moment you open it, usually because it highlights a perceived flaw or a need you didn't know you had. This deconstruction reveals the shared logic of all 5 profiles. Peeling back the paper shows that these interactions function as trades, where a physical item is swapped for psychological leverage. The manipulator uses the object as a point of reference to influence your behavior long after the gift has been unwrapped. When an item is used to secure this kind of leverage, the wrapping paper is a disguise for an attempt to gain control over your future choices. Detecting these traps often starts with a physical sensation. If receiving a gift feels heavy or induces an immediate sense of dread, your intuition is likely recognizing a tactic of control. The most direct response is to decline. Politely and firmly returning a gift that has clear strings attached prevents the cycle of obligation from starting. You also have the option of an internal boundary. You can choose to accept the object while mentally rejecting the unspoken contract the giver tried to attach to it. Establishing these limits is the most effective way to protect your mental autonomy from the pressure of forced reciprocity. Healthy generosity follows a different rule set. A genuine gift is given without the expectation of compliance or a public performance. Remember, a real gift should feel free. It shouldn't carry a weight that you are forced to drag behind you in the relationship. But it is important to remember that some of the most persistent forms of manipulation are those that arrive perfectly disguised as kindness. Guarding your autonomy means looking past the ribbon. Subscribe for more analysis on the psychology of human behavior and manipulation.